Welcome to my channel, and I'm here to inspire you, give you crochet advice, and help you along with your next project. If you enjoyed this pattern, please give me a thumbs up or even comment so I can gauge your interest. It helps me to know what to film next. I'm not very formal. Here's today's zinger. You know, they say education is important, but crochet is more important her because, you know, take that grammar police. Without further ado, let's get on with today's tutorial. Welcome back to the Crochet Corrado. So it's my friends over at yarnspirations.com. Today's the Crochet Classic Shell Stitch Basic Scarf. So there's actually a hat that goes with this, and I did my hat and roll with it, red heart roll with it melange. And what I did is that I did this particular one. You can see the shell work. This is the matching scarf that goes with it. Both of the hat and the scarf were originally done with the ombre yarn, which you can use, but I substituted and using the yarn that I really wanted to be for color play. So how this scarf is working is that it has a center piece to it, and what we do is we just create the chain and we crochet on the one side of the chain until it's 4.5 inches, and once that's done then we turn the starting chain over and we crochet the other 4.5 inches on this side. So there's a center point. On the ends what's happening is that they are pulling everything together to kind of round off, and then using a pom-pom there just for styling. So it's a really neat idea, and this is a really easy pattern to use. For my red heart roll with it melange, I used a color called Green Room, and you can see that I used a ball and a little bit of another one. I did do the pom-poms that I will attach to it, and I've done the whole scarf as well, so as written, so within the sizing as well. So let me show you what that looks like, and then we're gonna get right into it today. So on camera is actually the entire scarf. It's 4.5 inches, even though I substituted with making a smaller hook, a 5mm size H, with my red heart roll with it melange. I still have 4.5 inches in the height on both sides. So we're going to create the chain, and then we work our way up on the one side, and once we are done that, the 4.5 inches, we turn everything over and then we crochet this side. So that's why it looks opposite to each other, because it truly is. So I'm going to show you some tips right off in the very beginning of this so that you can identify that to be able to change it over, and it's really neat. So on the ends what happens is that this is all bunched up, and then we slap a pom-pom to it to kind of finish it off. Let's begin right now. So you're going to begin, and you are going to just chain 200 loosely. If you would like to change the length of your scarf, it's multiples of 6 plus 2, which I will just do a swatch with you today. So you can just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Big enough, yes or no? If not, start again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes or no? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once you have it to the size that you would like it, just add 2 more chains, or chain the 200 as it's suggesting. This scarf is not overly huge. It's only 71 inches long by 9 inches wide. Let's begin, and we're going to start the first row next. So let's get started on the first row, and have a stitch marker ready for you after we get the first row done. So we're just gonna go second chain from the hook, and you are going to put in a single crochet. So we're gonna start immediately with the texture work that you see. You're then going to skip 2 stitches on the back hump of the chain, and you will place in 5 double crochets into the next chain here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And once that's in, skip 2 more chains, and then go to the third and single crochet, and that's gonna be your repeat going across. So skip 2 chains and go to the third and put in 5 double crochet. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then skipping 2 chains, single crochet in the next, and etc. And you'll do this all the way across, and eventually you'll hit the other side like I'm about to. So just skipping 2 and go into the third one, put in 5 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and once you have that last 5, you're gonna skip the next 2, and then you'll end up with a single crochet in the very last turning chain. Now before you turn your work and get ready for the next row, I want you to just to lay it flat and grab a stitch marker, and this is the right side of the project. which is going to be telling you to use the right side later, but if you don't mark it you may not be able to see what it is. An experienced crocheter could for sure. So just put in a stitch marker, it just takes 2 seconds, and then you'll see every time you see that you know you're on the right side of the project, and when you don't you're on the wrong side. Let's turn our work and begin row number 2. Row number 2 and 3 are the repeat for this entire pattern. So let's begin row number 2. You are going to chain 3, which will count as your first double crochet, and right where that's coming out of, place in 2 more double crochet. So on the edging you're actually making a half of the shell work. So this is a full shell of the 5 double crochets. This only has 3, so it's half. In the middle one of the grouping of 5, right in the top, I want you to single crochet, and then come into the next single down here and put in 5 double crochets to span that distance. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then come into the middle one. So see the next grouping up, go into the middle for single, and etc. And you're gonna do that. So these 5 double crochets are resting in between these gapping spaces. So the next 5 are gonna go in between. And so do this all the way across. If you want to put me on pause, now is the time to do it, because I'm about to hit an edge, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. So whenever you're on row number 2, the edging is a half of a shell. So you'll single crochet in the middle, and then the very last one you're going to go into this single crochet right here, and you're going to apply 3 double crochets for a half shell when you finish row number 2. So every time it's number 2, that's how you're gonna finish. And once you're done, you can turn, and then you're going to begin row number 3. So we're now going to begin row number 3. So right where you're sitting, it's gonna be just like you started row number 1. You're gonna chain up 1, and you'll single crochet in the first one. You'll come to the next single crochet right here, and you'll make a full shell. So there will be 5 double crochets in that spot. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Come to the middle one, single crochet, and then come into the single crochet that's between the 2 shells. I don't know if it's referring to that in the pattern as a shell, but that's what it is. Okay, so you got your 5, you'll put your single in the top of the next grouping of 5, and then coming in. So the very final one here on a 3rd row is going to be 5 double crochets, and then there will be 1 single crochet in the top of this turning chain. So go right into the chain work itself. Don't ever go into a space, because it'll open it up, and that would be row number 3. So you turn your work, and then you can repeat rows number 2 and 3, 2 and 3 until it's approximately 4.5 inches, and then you're done. So I'm going to leave that for you. So I'm just gonna trim my work, say that I did it, and then I'll show you how to do the second side, because it's just a matter of repeating those 2 rows over and over. So let's begin the second side. To begin the second side, get your yarn ready, and you'll be able to know which is the right side because you marked it. So it says, so this is how you looked at it. So this is the right side, I can tell by that. So you want to turn it so that it's upside down, and you'll be using this chain work, and this is still the right side facing up. Let's start in the very first one here, and so you're just gonna start right in the edge, and you're going to begin this here. So it's going to begin, and you're going to attach it, chain 1, and apply 1 single crochet into that, and then you're gonna come into this space. Do you see that this is the bottom part of this shell? So you're gonna form a shell right into that same spot. So 5 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, this single crochet, you're gonna make it a single crochet, and then you're gonna be at the base of this shell here, and you'll put 5 in there. So you're just a matter of getting the pattern established on the second side, and then once it's established you exactly know what to do. The stitching is the same. And what this is doing is it's helping to give an equal balance. So single in the next single, and then a shell in the base of the next shell. And then finally at the very last part here, you'll put in a single on the very last one here, this single. And so what you're just going to do then is just turn your work, and then you're going to begin again. So you're gonna start with row number 2 and 3 all over again until it's 4.5 inches tall, and so it'll look completely the opposite on this side, and then that's where it's gonna end. So I'm gonna have you do that, and then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna show you how it's finished off on the edges, and you can do some pom-pom work if you wish. So once you have both sides completed to the size that you want, you can do this, you don't have to, but you can do this, and I want to create a slip knot with the other side of the strand. And what I want to do is come along the first one here, and I want to go through the loop of the slip knot, and that will help tie that into position, and that longer strand that you're using, you'll just fasten that off. So what I want to do is just run this across, and the goal is to kind of pull it all together using that strand, and then we can attach a pom-pom to that if you wish. I like pom-poms. I don't know if they're that popular in North America. I really don't know why. I think they're kind of nice. So if you have any opinions on pom-poms, you can let me know in the comments. I just think they're kind of fun, and winter's kind of blah, so it's a little bit of a fashion statement. I think men actually look quite cute in pom-pom hats, but I might be biased with that. So once you come all the way across, you're going to pull that, and it will pull that in, and what you can do is just loop it back to the beginning, and then pull it even more. Once you're happy with that, you can just have it tie onto itself. Of course, if you are washing something like this, a pom-pom on it, it's kind of harder to do, but you can decide how you're going to use your project. And so I just want to weave in the tail ends a total of 3 times back and forth. If you want to put an extra tie on there, you can. And then that starting strand that I had, I kept it long on purpose so that I can use that to put it onto a tapestry needle to hide that in as well. It's for that extra security. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna attach the pom-pom in just a moment. So if you wanna do pom-pom work, there are videos on YouTube on how to make a pom-pom. I'm a fan of faux pom-poms as well, but you will have enough yarn on your yarn ball to be able to make one if you want, and you can use a tool as well. So I'll leave that in your capable hands on how you wanna make your pom-pom if you want to add one at all. So let's add pom-poms. I'm gonna add my pom-pom as if I'm never gonna remove it. Again, you make a choice on how you want to do it. So I'm just gonna go in, and the pom-pom I had made it so I have 2 strands, and so I'm gonna pull one set of strand through, and then just in a different spot pull the other set through, and I'm just gonna grab both of them and tie them into a knot. Okay, and then what I want to do at this point is that I want to take my tapestry needle, and how I woven in the ends before, I want to put that through and go back and forth a total of 3 times and hide that in as well, and therefore I'll have a pom-pom that will be attached to the end. So then you can just shape your pom-pom, make it look good, and that would be how you do that. So I will leave that in your capable hands, and have yourself an amazing day.